Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
Everybody knows that the way to a woman's heart is car humor.
What?
And that's how Roger, the guy who's on the phone to do a second date update today, says he scored a date with Marissa, the girl that he wants to call. He said he used car humor.
I don't
really know what that means. That's
Okay,
just what his
good.
email said, so hopefully we can get an explanation. Roger, what exactly do you mean you scored a date with her using car humor?
Well, just that. I made a joke. I figured she's at a car show. She likes cars. I like cars. I made a joke.
Okay, you met her at a car show.
Yes.
Okay, and I have to know, what was your car joke?
Well, it's nothing great, but it worked for her. She was standing next to this 1970 Dodge Charger. It was a gorgeous car, but she looked so good next to it. I almost missed the car completely. But I just said I got to talk to her, so I went up and I started some small talk, and I said, I'm rebuilding a car just like this, but all I've got so far is a steering wheel.
That
That's
was it.
actually cute. I would fall for that too.
I know, it's lame. It's lame,
but good.
But apparently it worked, right? You guys went out.
It worked.
Okay.
Exactly. We started talking, yeah.
You sound charming enough to pull it off.
Well, I don't look it. It would have worked better on the phone.
So is the date that you want to talk about at the car show, or did you guys end up actually going out?
No, yeah, the car show went great. The actual date was that weekend at a concert we went to.
Oh, you and took her to a show.
I did. She was down. She said she wanted to go to a show with me.
Okay, and how did the show go?
It went great at first, but I have to be honest. I showed up at her house on my bike, of course.
Wait a minute.
And-
Did you say on your bike?
Yes.
Like a motorcycle?
No, bicycle.
Okay.
You showed up on a bicycle.
Yes, I lost my license. It's been many years ago. It's just something I'd rather not get into. But anyway, yeah.
Did she know that you were going to show up on a bicycle?
No.
Okay, listen.
First problem.
I mean, I think the bicycle's fine if you give a girl a warning, especially if you meet a man at a car show. You'd assume that he's going to come pick you up, I don't know, in a car.
I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I figured we had some good connections, some good common ground, that it wouldn't be a big issue.
So what were you going to do? Put her on your handlebars and take her to the concert?
Well, I'm a gentleman, okay, so obviously I thought, okay, well, if she drives us, I'd be a gentleman. I'd pay for parking. I'd pay for the tickets to the show, drinks, whatever she needed. I wanted to do that, at least since she was driving.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, did you ask her beforehand to drive, or did you just show up like, hey, you got to drive us?
I asked her if she could drive, but she didn't know I was going to show up on a bike.
Okay, so she thought you were just being like, hey, you want to drive? Because, that'd be cool.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
but she kind of had to drive. She had no choice.
Right.
All right.
And so the car ride to the concert was not awkward
It was
then?
no. Like I said, it was more humor and more common ground. It was kind of everything that you think about when you think about, hey, I just met this person and we're together going to a concert. This should be a good time. It was perfect.
Okay, so she didn't seem bothered by the fact that you showed up on a
No,
bike.
not at all.
That's cool, actually. Sounds like a cool chick.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I thought. Yeah.
And so how was the show?
Well, now we come to the crux of it. It was going good at first, and I was really digging the music. She seemed to do that as well, and then she kind of said she had to go to the bathroom, and so I just kind of found, someone to talk to, and a few minutes go by, nothing, didn't see her, so I kind of checked around, didn't see her. So I guess it was 10, 15 minutes. I'm not sure exactly how long, but I finally got a text from her that said, she didn't feel good and that she went home, and, of course, my gut reaction was, okay, I understand, but I have no ride home.
I was going to say, how did you get home from the concert?
My bike is at her house.
Yeah.
I mean,
So how'd you get home?
I took the bus. I had to take the bus.
What did you say to her? What did you text back?
Well, at this point, I'm still assuming she's fallen sick. I don't want to offend her. I'm kind of offended myself that she didn't offer to at least ride me home. So I didn't say much. I didn't want to. I still thought I had a chance. Maybe she just felt sick. So anyway,
Yeah.
I took a bus, got my bike, and I let her be.
Oh, you didn't knock on the door or anything when you
No,
got...
I let her be. I didn't know. I didn't know how sick she was.
Okay.
Have you let her be since the date, or have you tried to call her a few times?
No. I made some text message advances, if you will. I made some more car humor that seemed to work the first time. I figured it would work again.
God,
Okay.
you have a big library of car jokes
I
at your
do.
disposal.
I do. I pride myself on that. Yeah.
So have you heard anything from her at all?
Nothing. Not a zilch.
Okay, so she basically ditched you in the middle of your date at the concert and has not talked to you since.
Correct.
And
Correct.
there was no signs that she was having a bad time with you or that she was trying to escape for some reason?
Not at all. No, not at all.
Are you mad at all?
I'm not mad. I think I would just, I'm an adult. She's an adult. I thought we kind of hit it off. I know that we didn't meet under traditional circumstances, but maybe she could be an adult and say, hey, this is what I don't like about you, or this is why I won't return your calls, instead of being a 4-year-old about it.
All right, well, we'll play a song, come back, and find out if she can be an adult and tell us what happened on your date, okay?
All right.
All right, we'll get your second date update right after this.
Thank you.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Hey, Roger.
Hey.
Hey, before we make the phone call for your second date update, I wanted to first congratulate you on being the first person to do a second date update that has ever showed up for their first date on a bike. I was just thinking about it. We've had people show up on motorcycles before, but nobody actually show up on like a 10-speed bike and then make their date drive them somewhere.
Well, thanks very much. It's an honor to be the first.
It's an honor to have you on the show. If you're just tuning in, Roger went on a date with a girl named Marissa. They went to a concert. He showed up to her house on a bike because he doesn't have his license, so he made her drive to the concert. But in exchange, he paid for parking, drinks, everything else.
Yeah,
he paid for it all, but he got ditched in the middle of the concert. She left and said that she felt sick, and he hasn't talked to her since. We're about to call her and find out if something went wrong on that first date.
And am I clear? No one in this room believes that she was actually sick? Like everybody thinks it was an excuse?
Yeah, it has to be.
When was this date, by the way? How long ago?
This was 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks. Okay, so maybe she got like that weird 2-week flu that's going on, and she hasn't been able to call you.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, I'm going to dial her phone number right now. Here we go.
Hello?
Hi, is this Marissa?
Yeah, speaking.
Hi, Marissa. My name is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Seriously?
Yes. How are you?
Yeah, I know you guys.
You do? Oh, awesome. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Nice.
How about
Good. Nice to meet you.
you? You as well.
Have any idea why I might be calling you today?
Well, I guess there's probably a lot of reasons you could be calling.
I'm calling you today because somebody emailed us for a second date update.
Oh my God.
Have you heard second date updates before?
Oh yeah, totally. I listen to them all the time. Never thought that I would be on it though.
Congratulations.
How many dates have you been on in the last 2 weeks?
2?
2, okay. And of those 2, was one of them named Roger?
Yes.
All right. Well, Roger would be the one that emailed us for a second date update.
Yep, I bet he did.
Oh, really?
He told us that you ditched him, and then, well, he said that you said you got sick, but we're all assuming that you ditched him in the middle of a concert.
Yeah, was it that subtle?
Dude, that's not cool. You were his ride, man. You can't just leave somebody stranded.
Yeah.
I know, I'm usually a good person, but, this is bad, you guys. I don't know what he told you, but I would love to tell you the true story.
Really?
Okay, so tell us what happened.
So, I don't know if he told you this, but we met at a car show. So, I'm pretty surprised when he shows up to my door on a bicycle.
He actually told us that.
Yeah.
He said that he showed up on a bike and asked you to drive to the concert.
Oh, okay, he told you that. What else did he tell you?
He told us that, and he told us that you guys went to a concert, and then that you ditched him, pretty soon after you got there.
So, he didn't tell you anything about the car ride to the concert?
No, nothing.
Are you serious? He didn't say anything about the car ride and what he told me?
No, he didn't. He actually said that you guys had a nice conversation on the way there.
Well, we have very different definitions of a nice conversation.
So what happened in the car then?
So we're in the car and we're driving, and he was talking about how expensive drinks at the concert were. So he wanted to stop at a liquor store on the way and pick up a 6-pack and have me smuggle it in my purse into the concert.
And you weren't down with that?
No, I said no. I didn't want to get caught and kicked out of the concert.
Yeah.
And beyond that, when I told him no, he called me a wet blanket.
You do sound a little straight-laced when you're so adamant against smuggling beer in.
Well, you just meet someone, and let's be honest, it was not a small venue. Like, I've been there before. They check purses. I knew it wasn't going to work. What's the point?
So he insulted you after, like, geez,
Like,
just trying to
God.
save some money on beer, you wet blanket.
Yeah, totally. But it's almost like, like I'm driving. I'm trying to go with the flow of the night. We're going to go to a concert, and it's cool. So I'm trying to, like, be open and brush it off a little bit.
Yeah.
But then we get into the concert, and, it's about 15 minutes into the show. Things haven't really built up yet. And he tries to pick me up and crowd surf me, like hand me off to another person.
What?
Yeah, no one else is doing this yet. I just met this guy. Like, he doesn't know me. It's not like I was like, do it.
Help me. I'm trying to picture this. So he just got behind you and tried to lift you up?
And then hand you off?
Yeah, I was like, what are you doing? I freaked out.
Who crowd surfs anymore anyway?
I don't know.
Is crowd surfing still a thing?
I think so.
So at that point, like, I was a little annoyed, but I was, like, trying to let it go. And then the final straw comes, right?
Uh-oh.
So he tries to get me to flash the band.
No!
Yeah.
No way!
Did you say to
How?
flash them?
Yeah.
What did he say to you?
He was like, hey, show the band your
Are you serious?
Why?
He kept telling me it would be hilarious if I showed the band my boobs. I was like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna fall for that one. Thanks, buddy.
Is that when you left?
Yes, I said I had to go to the bathroom, and I just went straight for the exit. I thought about, like, calling a friend, getting a second opinion, but no, I was just out of there.
Oh my gosh. He sounded so charming and lovable when we talked to him. I'm like shocked by this information.
Yeah, he sounded that way at the car show to me, too, but, like, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, man.
Show me your boobs! You know that he's actually on the other line listening to this conversation and wants to talk to you?
Oh, yeah, I know.
Okay, you do know the second date updates. Roger?
Yeah, hey,
Hey, man.
Marissa, really? Did it take this to discuss it with you? Let's go over this. So what was the first turn off for you? I mean,
Icicle and me driving.
Oh my gosh.
okay, all right. So I have a troubled past. Like, I feel like you were a grown up, you were an adult. Maybe you understand. Hey, I'm moving on.
Oh.
Wait, you're
I don't want to talk about it.
You're talking about adulthood when you're the one that's telling her to show the band her boobs?
Okay,
Good
well,
point.
on that particular note, I thought it would be cool that if she showed the band her boobs, then we could maybe get like a backstage pass. I would really impress Marissa. It would bring us
Okay,
much
but that's
closer.
not impressing me if I'm the one doing the work. It's the same thing as, like, smuggling the
It's a
six-pack in.
collective-
Okay,
it's a
you
date,
paid
Marissa. It's a
$8
collective
for
effort.
beer, but I have to put my life on the line for going into the show or not?
It's not putting your life on the line. It's having a little fun, Marissa. You need to lighten up a little bit, live a little bit. I mean, you smuggling beer. Everybody smuggles beer. Put it in your purse, your socks. I don't care, your hoodie.
Okay, maybe that was an overstatement, but come on, man. You've never been to that venue before? They were checking everything. It was just a stupid idea.
Marissa, do you even hear what you're saying? You're talking like somebody who doesn't know how to experience life to the fullest. I mean, you're going to stay there
Okay,
if you don't
maybe
lighten
for-
up.
Maybe your definition of living life to the fullest and mine are a little bit different.
And why wouldn't you be? You have socks. You could smuggle beer yourself. Why does she have to do it?
She's a gorgeous female. She can get away with a lot more than I can.
Oh, my God. Okay, thank you for the compliment. I appreciate that. But, like, beer aside, there were so many other things wrong with the date.
Marissa, I just feel like if you loosen up, live a little bit, have a little fun, we could have another date and we could have a good time. I just feel like you were too tight-laced.
It's her
Now
fault.
it's her fault, yeah.
It's her fault.
She was sticking
God,
away.
show him some nipple, Marissa. What's your problem? Objectify
Exactly.
yourself a little
Thank you.
bit for some backstage passes.
Amen.
I was being sarcastic.
Listen, if I'm really that boring, why do you want to go out on a date with me again?
Because you're at a car show, most girls don't go to car shows, so boom, right there, you're my material.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and I thought you were my material, too, but you don't even own a car.
But he's got
Okay,
car
ouch.
jokes for days.
I have a car, Marissa. It's a nice car. I just can't drive it, okay?
Well, Marissa, would you like to go out with Roger again? We will pay for a second date.
Pay for the Uber.
No, I'm not up to being told how boring I am for another date.
Oh.
probably a good call.
Marissa, if you had done the things I told you to, you would have had the time of your life. It wouldn't have been boring at all.
Sorry, my definition of fun just isn't crowd surfing and showing my boobs to strangers.
Yeah, you know what?
So
you do sound a
weird.
little boring, Marissa, I gotta say.
Wow.
Yeah. Sorry, Roger. No second date, man.
Come on.
Marissa, thank you for listening and thank you for telling us what happened on your date. I appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure.
Sounds like it.
Roger, good luck in the future. I'm sure you'll be able to find a nice lady who will let you show her boobs to strangers.
Exactly. That's what we need more of in this country.
Oh, my God. Yeah, what else is
Support
boobs
you
good
100%.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Text in at 78592 that says, if Roger's looking for a girl who's willing to flash her goods, I'll go out with him. I've shown my girls to 9 different bands so far, going on double digits. Sounds like she's a lot of fun.
I feel like she was flashing us when she texted that in.
Yeah, talking about today's second date update. This dude named Roger wanted to call Marissa and find out why she wasn't getting back to him after their date. Turns out he picked her up on a bike. Well, he drove to her house on a bike and then said, hey, by the way, can you drive us to a concert? He tried to get her to smuggle beer into the concert. She didn't want to. He tried to pick her up and throw her into the crowd so she could crowd surf. She didn't want to do that. And he even tried to convince her to flash the band. Basically, he was just a maniac at this concert.
Yeah, dude,
And
chill.
she told him that she had to use the restroom and ditched him and never called him again and does not want to ever see him again.
Which
Oh,
no one can
man.
blame her because it's not like he was doing any of these things. He was like trying to force her to crowd surf. Like, go do it yourself if you really want to, buddy. But like, stop with the peer pressure, man.
I love the excuse, like, well, maybe we could have gotten backstage passes. It's like, that's not the reason you wanted
No,
to
yeah,
flash.
he
And it
wanted to
doesn't-
see
We
it
all
for
wanted to see-
himself.
And if
Text
she-
in at 78592 says, I think Marissa needs to lighten up a little. She sounds like an 80-year-old crotchety bag. Have some fun while you're
my
young.
gosh.
I like how this guy was an a-hole the whole concert, and everybody's ripping on her for not flashing the band.
My gosh. And as if, even if she got backstage passes, like he would have been invited.
Yeah, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
the reason a band would invite you back isn't the reason why they're going to have a dude come along,
Good
too.
point, Brooke.
So they agreed to not go out again.
Oh, man.
Poor Roger. But hopefully he'll find somebody who's a little more his speed and not so boring.
No.